Hello everyone, this is Vicky, StitchNButton, and it is October 2nd, it's Wednesday, and I am back for my bi-weekly Flosstube. This is Flosstube number 167, and I hope you have a snack and something to drink or you're stitching, and because I got a pile, like you can see, a lot. Okay, and then I have some news. So let's go on with the news first and go from there. I made a purchase, and it's EJ's fault. So if you watch Sunshine Stitchers, EJ and Sheila were talking about the Put a Bird on It sale. That starts December 15th. And I took a look at it, and I decided I wanted to do it also. So I bought it, and this is what it is. It's by Modern Folk Embroidery. I bought the PDF, and this is what it is. Alright, so I decided I was going to do it, and I went digging. I personally didn't want to go buy thread, so I went digging in my stash, and I have a ton of Vicky Clayton silks. Before she started dyeing again, I have, so old stock, like 11, 12-year-old, 12, 13-year-old stock, and I chose colors that would complement each other, but when I counted, there's 21 motifs on this sucker, so I decided, and I'm counting like the little snowflake type things and everything, so 21, so I picked 21 different colors, and I picked a good neutral fabric, which ends up being Luna from Lakeside Linens. I think it's, is it 28, 30, 32 count, yeah. It's a 32 count, and it's called Vintage Luna. So, here's my fabric. I'm going to just spread them out a little bit instead of going through. Here's my threads. And then I'll flip it over because there's a couple not showing on that side. There you go. So those are the colors I'm going for. Well, in talking with no, not Sheila, because she doesn't get on late at night, with EJ, I told her I was going to do it, and then I just need a bag, so I need to do a bird bag, and she said something about waiting for me to do a bird bag, and I was like, well, I mean, do you want me to, like, offer out a bird bag? And she thought it was a great idea, so I went shopping. So here's the deal. We are going to have a Put a Bird on It bag. I went and ordered fabric, and I can order some more, but I'm going to put the picture here, and that is the outside fabric. I'm going to do a white on white for the inside, and then of course it will have a zipper pull to match. I have put an announcement, I'm trying to think, I put an announcement on my Facebook group. I also put an announcement on my Instagram account. So the way it works is you go to either one of those and you'd say me please, and then tell me what you'd like, whether you'd like a standard size bag, a small accessory bag, and or an ort book. And I didn't put it on there, but I can do a tray, a fabric snap tray too. So it's a pre-order situation. I am not taking any money right now. So you'll claim yours, and then when they're done, that's when, right before they ship, is when I bill. I've always done that. And just so you know, it's not going to be done right away. I'm still waiting for fabric. I still have the bags that I'm working on right now that need to be done. And I'll be working those, the Put a Bird on It bags with my Halloween bags. And I'll release my Halloween fabric soon on my website also. So I have a lot to do. I'm going to be busy for a while. I did some more sewing today. I have a ton more sewing to do. It's fine. I'll get it done. I know I will. My aim, my goal is to have the bags done before I go up to Pennsylvania. I'm going on a little 10-day bestie vacation. It's hanging out with my bestie for 10 days up in Pennsylvania. So I plan on doing that in November. November 7th to the 17th, I'll be away. I am hoping to have all of the bags done, built, and shipped before I leave on the 7th. If for some reason that does not happen, and I run out of time, then they will definitely be done as soon as I get home and shipped before the first week of December. That's my plan. I am hoping it'll all be done in the beginning of November, but it just means I really need to kick myself in the rear and get a lot of work done, which is fine. I overstress myself all the time. So, again, the Put a Bird on It sale that's going on, it starts December 15th. If you're interested in buying a bag, then by all means, go ahead and join my Facebook group. And the announcement's pinned to the top, and you can put your name in for one. I know that if you belong to Sunshine Stitchers group, EJ had shared the link there also. And it's also, for those that aren't on Facebook, I did put it on my Instagram account, which is StitchNButton Crafts. I put the announcement on there where you can claim there also. That's my big announcement. That's it. That's all I got. So what have I been up to? I've been doing a lot of stitching, and not a lot of big mass stitching. A lot of 200 here, 300 there type stitching, but it's created a leaning tower of stitching here, and it's good. It's all mostly because of Ghost Stitch. I'm going to put life stuff in between. So I got stressed out. I woke up to no internet yet again through Comcast. I didn't have internet. So I decided to go outside to see what the construction guys were doing, and I didn't see anything close by that looked like they would have hit our line. So I went to the backyard. We have a couple boxes back there for like the AC unit and the cable and different things. My AC unit went out, I think it was last year, and when he opened up the box, there was ants in the box. They had gotten in there, and that's what caused that. So I said, well, let me look in the box and see if there's anything in there. I was not prepared, because when I opened up the box, there was a wasp nest. I got tagged in the leg. I was not in the mood. I was cussing Florida and seeing all the saints. My leg hurts. It's still bothering me to now, and it's been over a week. So I got in touch with Comcast, or I say Comcast, Xfinity, whatever, same diff. Just like HBO trying to call itself Max now. So anyway, I got in touch with Xfinity. They were coming out the next day. In the meantime, later on that night, I got a text from my neighbor. Hers was out, and then my neighbor down the other end was out. The one right next to me actually doesn't have Xfinity, so they didn't notice. My guy came out the next day. We found that it was the construction guys. Yet again, not only have they taken away my road, they gave me a shell rock road. It's close to impossible to get up and down. And then it's been raining, so there's divots in it, and then they run their big trucks over it. Makes it worse. It's like driving through Kandahar, okay? Don't wash the car. No reason to wash the car, because it's like you've been mudding every day. And it's Florida, and it's rainy season, and it's raining. The guy came out. He said he was going to have to replace the line, and don't you start. Here's a treat. So he was going to have to replace the line. They weren't going to be able to do it till Monday. This was on a Saturday now. And so be it. You got to do what you got to do. I was running off of my cell service at that point, but I can't do business stuff because I need my laptop and my printer, and that goes through Wi-Fi, which was not working. So we got lucky though. They replaced it on Sunday. Because of that situation and other previous mishaps with Xfinity since way before when it was Comcast, and it's just, the connectivity is horrible. They gave me a new router that's just as bad, or gateway, whatever they want to call it. It's just as bad. It was giving me fits. It was driving me crazy. I'm done with it. So I ended up signing up with T-Mobile, which was my cell phone carrier, and it costs a lot less. It's almost a third of what Xfinity was charging me. and I get the same service. I set it up. It took me a couple days to get their gateway, which is fine. I got it set up, and we tested it for a few days, and it runs just as well. So I'm done. I called Xfinity. That was another circle jerk yesterday, trying to get them to cancel my stuff and getting the box back to them. I was very angry. And they keep on calling me. They want to know how it went, blah, blah, blah. Stop harassing me. I feel like calling the cops. I feel like I'm being, it's a bad ex-boyfriend at this point, right? Anyway, so my phone's rung a few times. They've emailed me a few times. They texted me once. Leave me alone. What else? There was a hurricane. There's a lot of people devastated up. I don't even want to say the eastern seaboard. It's just west of the eastern seaboard. A lot of stuff going on in North Carolina and Tennessee off those mountains. It's just horrible. So I hope people are getting back to their norm and are recovering. I really hate that this happened. And for all those that are saying, why weren't they prepared? Because they shouldn't have. In their history, they've never had to prepare. And there's some people that got hit in Ohio that were never told to prepare because it wasn't supposed to hit like that. So don't judge. Don't judge these poor people. They don't need your ridicule. They need your help if you can give it. All right? What else? Things. My giveaway from before, I think I'm still waiting for Leah Terry to get in touch with me. I will double check my stuff. I totally forgot to check it right before I got on again. So if you did send it by either email or fill out the form, then scratch that. But if you didn't, could you please do that? That's the only one that I see left here. And the other person that said they didn't get their stuff, I hope you've gotten it by now. I don't know what else to do. I don't have replacements. It was a giveaway. It was a gift. If it didn't make it, I'm sorry. That's all I got. What else is going on? I do have some purchases that I'll talk about at the end. So let's just get into it because the dog's already getting antsy. And I had so much to do, guys. So stitching. I told you that I want to finish Beaker. So because of semi-sane, I've been doing the Focus. What the flirkin'? I've been doing a Focus on a Whip, and I did get a good amount of Beaker done last month. Where's my book? Because I wrote it down. For Beaker, I was able to do... Where you at? Sorry. I added it up in my book somewhere. $2,052 stitches. That being said, I still have a little ways to go. I think I have about 1,000 stitches left, so he will be done this month. I'm still trying to get rid of this cough. Doctor's giving me medicine. I don't think it's working. So here's Beaker. It's from Fiddlesticks AU. And on Etsy. I'm going to sneeze. Maybe not. Maybe I am. Guys, help me. Alright. So, from Fiddlesticks AU. This is 28 count Monaco dyed by Stitch and May, and to match Beaker's skin, and this is how far I've gotten. I have a little bit of his tie left, a few more rows, and then I have the other side of his shirt and jacket, and I will be done. It's about 1,000 stitches, and then I'll need to start Fozzie, but I'm still waiting on the fabric. Excuse me. Alright. So, Beaker stays out because he's getting done this month. Guaranteed. Next up. You Belong to Me. I played Go Stitch on semi-sane. I didn't finish all the days. I did get a good chunk of them done, even though I started behind. But I did a long dog sampler for one of the prompts, and this is You Belong to Me on 32 count linen. It's from Long Dog Sampler, and I'm using Silks for You PR168, this blue. I will also be using a gold tone, not gold metallic, but gold tone cotton from Sulky for just the pyramids. And this is how far I've gotten so far, guys. This is the edge. This is why I had to add fabric, but this is the edge. So I've gotten all the way over to the other side and started in on the eye there. I only had to put in, I think, 200 stitches. So I would like possibly to stitch enough on this to get this top portion done by the end of the year. We'll see. We will see. It's going to be a while before I end up being able to put the sulkies in anyway, by the way. I did, because I realized, so I'll finish the top off here, and then I still have a whole bunch here before I hit any pyramid. And I don't know that I'll probably go the whole page across and go like that instead of try to do all the pyramid stuff at once. It's my plan. You know, I change my plans all the time. Here. Next up, Say Coffee. It was letter S was called, so Save Coffee. This is from Heartstring Samplery. And I am stitching this one on 36 count hog bristle linen from Fox and Rabbit. It's 1/2. And I'm using the called for threads, I think. Am I? I might have swapped some out. Maybe. I don't know. But I feel like I'm using the called for. And this is where I'm at. What did I stitch? I stitched the red. That's all I got in there. It was supposed to be 200 stitches. I think I did a little bit over 200 stitches. And I stitched the red. It's really cute. I'm liking it. It's a good easy stitch too. I was able to get scan this and get this into Markup XP. So it makes it a little bit easier. Oh, and look. I knew things were going to topple. Next up is this chart from Cross Stitch and Needlework, Spring 2016 edition. It's called Kitchen Notions. A K was called. So I pulled that out. I am stitching this just on a 28 count. I think it's 28 count Monaco, maybe. And I am using Desert Turquoise because the person I'm stitching it for likes green. And that's how far I've gotten. Before I started, I think I stitched... I do. I might have stitched on this twice. Now I think about it, because I think I stitched on it once to finish that, and then another time to finish the salt and pepper. I definitely did these last. I can't remember when I put that stuff in though. But I just started not too long ago, so it was obviously recently. I don't have that in I didn't try to put that one in markup. It's pretty easy to work with. And the page break is pretty evident. There's a space in between, so it's not that bad. Next up, Ship Concordia. This is from Ronnie Rowe, and it's one of his pen and ink designs. That's being stitched on 18 count White Ada. I bought it from Rita Renee. It's RITARENE on Facebook. I think it's a business. I don't know that it's a group, but I know it's a business. And you just go through her albums, message her with what you'd like. Sometimes it takes a little while for her to get it to you, but it's very reasonably priced. I am stitching this instead of using the called for 413 DMC. I'm using black, and this is how far I've gotten. I think I did 500 stitches on this one, and I pretty much did all in here, and then a little bit down here. So that's the whole front of the ship. Up here, there's the masts. Up here, the sails. So I'm going to have to come back out again. But as far as the bottom part of the ship, all that's done over there. I'm happy with where I'm at. I think that's the page break right there. So that's why I was just trying to fill all this in so I can go on to the next page, because there's no overlap on the pages. I did scan this in, but I couldn't get it to go in anything but Adobe Acrobat, so I can just blow it up and mark it off through Adobe. Some run and row. All right, B for bookshelf. B was called. So I worked on Little House Needleworks, the bookshelf, and this is on a 32 count lamb's wool Joblin and being worked 2/2 in the called for DMC colors, and the gold is Diamond from DMC also. And this is how far I've gotten. I think I only had to do 200 stitches. So I worked on, I finished the gold, the little bit of gold that was in here. I didn't finish it over here though. I did the gold that was in here, and then all the flowers and vines there. Oh, and I think I had to finish this book. Maybe. I think I did. Anyway, that's how much I've gotten done so far. I think when I pick this up next, I'll definitely just finish the top and be done with it. That way I can move to the bottom portion. That way I can finish up all that and then move to the bottom portion. I also have to do, I think there's like 4 stitches right there in the center. I know I have to do those also, but the rest is under the vines. I have been looking at my whips to see what I'm going to carry over next year. I think there's going to be some shuffling around of some whips. I'm going to put some in hibernation, and I think I talked about that before. So I've been looking at my list a little bit more, and I may do a whip parade before I make my final decision. And then the stuff that's in hibernation that I want to stitch on, I'm going to slowly bring back. All right, Halloween Town. Stitched on this one. This is on Lush Meadow, 32 count from Dames of the Needle fabric, and it's by Madame Chantilly. I am chopping off some of it. So what I've done is I did some of the building and this line that goes under here, and then I added this tree because this is going to be the one end, and I sort of went with this tree and then did it my own shape, and I'm gauzing. It's hard to see. Okay, I'm going to put some curly Q there and put that pumpkin under there also. So that's going to be my end with this tree and the pumpkin, but next to that house. And then I'm going to move over, and I think I'm just going to stitch. I haven't decided if I want to put that house. I may or may not, but I definitely want the skeleton, a witch, and a and the cat and a star. I don't know if I want to do my witch in all black or if I want to make her in gray. I don't know. I'll decide. I think it may need a little bit more black. We'll see. Your guess is as good as mine. But I'm getting there. That was a lot of stitches. I think it ended up being about 500 stitches. I think. All right. Maurice got some work. He got 200 stitches in. This is a panic kit. It's called Christmas Moose. And there was, C was called twice. I'm almost positive. It was at least once. And so I used him for the letter C on Go Stitch. And I worked on just filling in, see this. I worked on filling in the fur. So the bottom's done here, and then I just have another color or two to work up into the fur, and I worked on his nostril and a little bit up in here with some of that color that just kept on going up. But 200 stitches later, he's looking really good. So he got his 100 plus stitches in for the month, and he'll be coming back out for October again. Oh, that is on 32 count Murky from Picture This Plus, but I'm using the chart threads. The letter V was called on Go Stitch, so I chose Vader, and this is by Stitchery on Etsy, and I am stitching this on a 36 count hand-dyed fabric by Vicki Clayton, using the called for DMC. And here's where I'm at. What did I stitch on? I think I concentrated a little bit in here and then just doing a bunch of fill-in around here. I did a lot of the dark blue and some black. It was just 200 stitches, so it doesn't make a huge difference. But it did make some. I'm trying to make sure. I don't know if I did any gray. I think I stayed to darker colors just to give him a little bit of fill-in. He's going to stay. He's not going in hibernation. I slowly chip away at him. I did say 36 count 1/2, right? Potions and Spells is up next. That's from Autumn Lane Stitchery. I have the PDF. This is what it looks like. And I think I ended up stitching on this probably, no, I think just once since my last video, maybe. And it's on 28 count opal linen, and color is Yorick, Y-O-R-I-C-K, from Under the Sea Fabrics, using the called for DMC. And that's where I'm at. It's one of my newer needle minders that I'm offering in my group. I worked on getting the rest of the shelf arm done and the blue. I did the black, followed the black down. I did the shelf arm and the gray, whatever was missing in here, and then I started on blue up to finish up the 200 stitches. It's got sparkles. This is another one that'll stay out for next year for sure. I don't plan on putting a huge amount away, but there are a few that are on the chopping block. Not for good so far. I think they just need a rest. All right. The letter P was called for the Philadelphia, and I chose Philadelphia Toboggan Company. And that is a Count on Cappy design. It's this carousel. And those colors really aren't showing you. It's not a great picture because the colors are a lot different in person. And here we go. This needle minder's from Alara. I bought it from her at Stitch in the Springs last year. And I thought it went well with a carousel because, you know, carousels and carnivals and stuff. I stitched a little bit of this beige. I finished up the thread, I think. And then all this, there's like a metallic-y orange. And then the yellow, that's what I ended up stitching on. I think it was only about 200 stitches, but it got something. And I was able to get this, I had scanned this and I got this into into Markup XP. I grabbed an extra. Oh, the fabric. The fabric is Wapo Blue, W-A-P-O Blue from Needle Bling Designs. It's a 32 count. I picked that because it reminded me of a cotton candy blue to go along with the carousel carnival theme. And this bag is actually from Needle Bling also. That's why I put it in there. Animal magnetism. I did this late on the 30th to get in the stitches for the month. I was having so much fun with other stuff. I did not pull this one out all month. So I had to get my 100 stitches in. I've only missed 1 month out of 9. So that's not bad. And this is where I'm at. Looks so good. I did 100 and maybe 108 or so in here on the zebra, just filling in the zebra. But he's looking good. And I'll probably bring it out and continue with the zebra to finish him up. He's got some stitches here and there, and finish him up to come down to work on the lion. I still need to finish half stitches up there, but I guess I'm just not feeling it right now. Maybe I talked myself out of it saying, I'm going to finish that up there first. Who knows? I like to get on my own nerves, I guess. All right. How many left? I have a couple more left. Told you I did a lot of stitching. All right, this one is Doctor Who from Oh My Stitches shop on Etsy. This was called for a ghost stitch, and then I'm really close to a finish, guys. I forget what the percentage was, but it's pretty darn close. I think I have about 2,000 stitches left. And this is being stitched on Dapple, 32 count Dapple Belfast linen from Pictures Plus, using the called for DMC. And look how good he looks. Oh my goodness. It always looks better on here. So I stitched white. I did 500 stitches just last night, and I'm just filling in as I go along. Right now, the only thing that's left here is that little bit of hair that comes down the front, but I've been just filling everything in as I go along, and I got over to here because I did stitching down here, and then I worked my way back over. But I'm getting there, guys. A couple thousand stitches. I think it's maybe 2, if that, and I'll be done. So he's getting done this year too, along with Beaker. So it's at least 2 that I've shown you that are going to get done. And they might get done this month. Beaker for sure. I don't know about this one. We'll see if I have time. I'm going to be busy. And then, last but not least, Elle was called. So I pulled out my Bella Filipina Luna Mystica. Here she is. And she is being stitched on fabric. I'm using her called for colors, except for the water lilies, the specialty. I'm using the call for DMC, but I subbed out the water lilies for other threads that I found suitable enough. This is on 32 count Mermaid Sea linen from Under the Sea Fabrics, and I am stitching a 2/1, no, 2/2, and here she is. So I am sure that all the full stitches in the moon are done from this tip all the way around to here, somewhere in here. There's a couple in there. The rest is all beading. And I don't know if you could see the sparkle. It's hard to pull up the sparkle in there. And I only did 200 stitches on her, but it was all in here. I don't think I did any chronic this time. If I did, it was very minimal. But I know I worked all in here, and I might have done a few stitches in chronic there. But I worked on the leaves. And I changed out my needle minder for that Luna Moth, which is in my shop. So I was busy stitching. When I was stressed, I just had to stitch. I couldn't do much as far as sewing and all that stuff. So I just decided to stitch and get something done, right? All right, a couple things in the mail besides the put a bird on it chart. I received my monthly fabric from the Fabric of the Month Club from Grace Notes. I got a little sticker. And it is 40 count Verdal, and this month's color is Under the Sea. And, oh, it's pulling up okay. It's green. It's like a mint green with a light modeling. I wonder if I show it with some white behind it, maybe? I don't know. Nope. Alright. Trust me, it's green. It's a minty green. Gets a little bit darker there. I like it. So far, I am very happy with this Fabric of the Month. That there. And that needs to go away. Over there. And then Gina and I decided to go and order from Silks For You. And it came to me because I'm going to be going up there anyway. And we'll save on shipping if we put our order together, right? So we got a grab bag, and then we got a solo, and each of us got, we're sharing a full hank of something, and then she got her threads, I think she got a hank or two of her own, and then I got a hank of mine. So out of the mystery stuff, I got these colors here. Oops, there's two of this color anyway, but this is like a half hank or a quarter hank. And that came from 45 meters. It came from the seasonal pack, September 2023. This one is called PR035. And the other ones don't have any names or tags. And then I bought this hank. This hank. I think it looks okay. This looks a little bit redder than it actually is. It's more of a magenta. Yeah, definitely more of a magenta. But it's the blues to the purples to the magenta. Oh, that looks good. And then Gina and I went halves on this nice hank of red, which, while it's coming up pretty black there, oh, maybe you could see it's a dark purple. Red to a dark purple. And we shared that. And then I have the one-off hank and back there, which I can't reach right now, but it's a brown, and it's more of a reddish brown, and I think I might use it on my Lo and Behold instead of the brown and gold. We'll see. I still have both of them in there. We will see what happens, because I change my change my mind all the time. So these need to go away now that I've shown you. And that's all I have. So don't forget that we're doing the bird, put a bird on it. So I have suggested hashtag flip the bird. I am not so sure they'll go with it, but they said, you know, any suggestions considered and will be voted on. Yeah, all right. Anyway, I will be doing the put a bird on it sale. I'll start on December 15th. I have my stuff ready. I just need to get the bags done. And if you're interested in getting one of the bags, definitely join up in my group or over on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, StitchNButton Crafts, and put your me please in so I know how many I'm going to need, because I may have to order more fabric. I ordered some, but I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to order more and better now than later, because right now I had the little bit of cushion time to get the rest of these, because I'm getting the rest of these bags done. And that'll give me time to get the other fabric in, because once I start cutting, I start cutting. If I have enough fabric, I will definitely just make a couple extra, but that is not guaranteed. If they're pre-sold, they're pre-sold. And I will make, I'll probably try to use up as much of the fabric as possible. So I don't know how many smalls and orp books I can make, but if you order it ahead of time, like now, I will make sure it's made, whether I have to get more fabric or not. So that's the stipulations. There's no inflated price. It's just my normal prices. Just a me please is appreciated. All payments will be due when the bags are done and ready to ship. I will send out invoices. If you would like a bag and you have not purchased from me before, remember, I am not a mind reader, and I will need your PayPal email along with your zip code. If you don't have PayPal, you can still give me your email, and I will send an invoice, and you could pay without joining PayPal. I don't know if I have any other. We'll give him another treat because he's whining. There you go. I don't think I have any more updates besides that for now. I probably have 3 or 4 things that I totally forgot to say, but it is what it is. Again, anybody that's been affected by this horrible storm, I'm thinking about you. I mean, I know it doesn't do much, but maybe it'll make you feel a little bit better. And I just hate that this has happened to so many people. And everybody was more worried about me because Florida, you know, you think Florida, but I was not close. I mean, I was, but not close enough. I got hit by outer bands, and it was just a bunch of wind and a lot less rain than I really thought it would be, actually. I expected to get totally drenched, and it wasn't as bad. Matter of fact, we had more rains before the storm was even thinking about coming up than we did during the storm. And I'm not boasting. I mean, we're lucky. We are lucky. I recognize that. We lost power for an hour. Some things got blown around. There was a couple of down trees, and I'm sure, you know, obviously power went out, so something happened there. But it's not as bad. And the people that were all snuggling down here to, I say snuggling, but, you know, like the linemen and everything, they were all sent to Florida, and now they need to go back up north and definitely help those people. I'm spinning my wheels. It is what it is. I'm tired, and I still have more stuff to do. I hope you have a couple great weeks. I will be here in 2 more weeks to give you an update on my stitching and anything else that's going on. Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.